Alright, welcome to Mad About. This is my week 3 NFL picks. Alright, I got the Steelers over the Browns. Browns won in week 1. Steelers, they've won 1-2 in week 1, but they both fell in week 2. But I think Steelers are a little more balanced overall, and I think they get it over the Browns. But I could be wrong. Freaking Jacoby Brissett is really good, and Nick Straczynski is a little more of a game manager. But if it becomes a little more of a shootout, Browns got it. But I'm gonna go with Steelers. That defense, I think, is like keep Browns from scoring a little more. Bills and Dolphins. Dolphins are 2-0. Them and Bills are tied for the division. This is what's get the AFC East right here. But I think the Bills are the best team in NFL. Period. I think they got it. The Dolphins though, Tua is looking good with that new offense, and the defense is playing solid. They're not, but I don't think they're good enough to slow down this Bills offense. And if they do, only for the first half. That second, especially the fourth quarter, freaking he'd come alive and start running, and just they wouldn't be able to stop Josh Allen. Either way, Bills over Dolphins. Bengals and Jets. Jets did win last week in week 2. But I don't know if Wilson's gonna be back or they're sticking with Flacco. But Bengals, I think the Jets defense ain't that great, so I think or not good. I don't think they're good enough to put too much pressure on Joe Burrow, and I think Bengals get it. Raiders and Titans. Raiders, they're good, but they've lost. Titans, they're not good. Freaking, I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry, but yeah, Raiders. Saints and Panthers, both of them. Saints should have been 2-0, but freaking they have an idiot for a quarterback, and I don't see them getting better. But that the rest of the offense is really good. The receiving core, the running game, the line is good. The defense is awesome. The defense will probably keep the Panthers down by itself, and as long as Jameis Winston just doesn't give the game away like he did last game, as long as the defense and the running game keeps them scoring, they keep it away from the Panthers. They win. Saints over Panthers. Ravens and Patriots. Patriots lost in week 1, but they came back in week 2. They're still not big on scoring, and I think the Ravens has put up too much points for them to keep up. And I don't think they're that shut up. Jackson. I got the Lions over the Vikings. Vikings barely won in week 1, and they lost big time to the Eagles in week 2. Lions, they've been tough, and they won in week 2. And they put up 37 points, and the Vikings haven't scored that much so far. So I'm going with Lions. Eagles over to Washington. Eagles, they're looking like the best team in the NFC, honestly. They're looking really good. Freaking Jalen Hurts had over 300 yards last week, and he had a close, like 270 or 280 or something in week 1. He's looking good. That team is looking good. And the Commanders, they looked solid in week 1 for at least the first half, and they won week 1, but last week they looked terrible. Freaking Carson Wentz is giving the game away, struggling again. Chiefs and Colts. The Colts got shut out in week 2, and they tied in week 1. Safe to say that the Chiefs are pretty good. I mean, they're probably the second best team in the AFC under the Bills. So I'm going with Chiefs. Jaguars, they barely lost in week 1. They won in week 2. Chargers, they're good, but they're just getting some tough games. But I'm going with Jags. I think the Jags I got that momentum going, and I think Yeah, I'm going with Jags. Trevor Lawrence is playing his heart out. That offense is clicking. Rams and Cardinals. Yeah. Cardinals, they won last week, but barely. Cardinals barely won last week. But Rams, yeah, they had that week one loss to the Bills, but they're really good, and they beat the Cardinals. Bears won in week one, but lost in week two. Texans tied in week one and lost in week two. I'm going Bears. They have a little bit better team, all around team. They got a really good quarterback, good young quarterback. They got some playmakers on offense, but their defense is not as like the Bears defense usually is. So, but I think they have scored enough where the Texans can keep up with them. This one I'm not. It could go away because Packers barely have are probably still to have trouble with the receivers and that Bucks defense. That those young receivers are to have trouble with that secondary. So I'm going with Bucks over Packers. That and I think Aaron Rodgers did have to be after him. That's a fast pass rush. He's got to get ate up, and not have enough time with those young receivers. He's not going to be able to throw any. I mean, there's going to be a lot of interceptions, a lot of drop balls, a lot of tip balls. So I'm going Bucks over the Packers just because of the Packers defense. Seahawks over Falcons. Falcons are really good. They're really tough. They've been in both games, very close games. They lost both of them, but Marcus Mariota is playing his heart out, but he just don't have the talent around him. Seahawks, they won in week one, lost in week two, but I think they win here. I think they just play tough defense, run the ball, and I think Geno Smith has another good game like he did in week one. 49ers over the Broncos. Broncos won in week two, but he lost to the Seahawks in week one, and they barely. They luckily they had a shitty game in week two. It's a shitty team, because they're still not scoring right. He scored 16 points. That team is not very talented. Freaking Russell Wilson is getting frustrated because he's the only talent on the team. 49ers are very talented. And if Garoppolo is playing again, they definitely get the win. Even without him, they still might get one with Trey Lance because of that defense and that running game. Cowboys and Giants. I got the Giants, but Cowboys with Rush might beat them, but but the Giants has been playing good. They're 2-0, but they've been very close games, and this has probably been a close one. I'm just gonna go with Giants because I've been going against them both weeks, so this is probably the week they lose. But I got the Giants and the Cowboys. This is my week 3 picks. Like and subscribe. See you later.